Good morning, all of you. How are you? Are you fine? Today we are going to start a new lesson, friction. In the previous lesson, you have learned about friction in brief, but here we are going to discuss about this topic in detail. Topics to be covered: force of friction, factors affecting friction, cause of frictional force, and different types of friction. Let's start with some daily life experience of friction. Do you know why does a matchstick catch fire when it is rubbed against a box? Why do you apply lubricants in bicycle chains? Why is it difficult to walk on a smooth and wet floor? Why do we slip when we step on a banana peel? What causes a car engine to overheat? Why vehicle use round wheels? Like this, many questions are there. The answer is simple. These answers are connected with friction. At the end of this lesson, you may understand or you can answer these questions. Friction. In the previous lesson, you have learned that it is a contact force. That is, it is a force that acts only when the bodies are physically in contact. Or it is an opposing force that opposes the motion of one body over the surface of another body. This force always opposes the applied force and is acting in all moving object. Let us see the direction of frictional force in different cases. Here, friction is acting between the surface of table and the surface of the book. If we push the book towards right, the direction of force will be towards left. Similarly, if we push towards left or if we apply the force towards left, frictional force acts along right. See in this picture, the direction of motion is towards right. So the direction of frictional force is towards left. In this picture, a person is pushing his trolley towards right. So the direction of frictional force is towards left. If we drop a pen, this pen moves downwards direction. So the direction of frictional force acts upward direction. Let's conclude that if you apply the force along the left, friction acts along the right. If we apply the force towards left, the direction of friction is towards left. This force always opposes the applied force. Spring balance. Have you ever seen a spring balance? It is a device used for measuring the force acting on an object. It consists of a coiled spring which gets stretched when a force is applied to it. Stretching of the spring is measured by a pointer moving on a graduated scale. The reading on the scale gives the magnitude of the force. Factors affecting friction. Mainly, there are two factors that affect friction. First one, nature of the two surfaces. Let us do an activity. Tie a string around a brick. Pull the brick by a spring balance as shown in the figure. Note down the reading on the spring balance when the brick just begins to move. It gives you a measure of the force of friction between the surface of the brick and the floor. Now wrap a piece of polythene around the brick and repeat the activity. Repeat this activity by wrapping a piece of jute bag around the brick. We can see that the spring balance shows a more value or more reading when the brick was on the floor, and it shows a least reading when the brick wrapped with polythene bag. That is, friction is maximum when the brick was on the floor and minimum when it is wrapped with polythene bag. We can conclude that as roughness of the surface increases, friction also increases. As smoothness of the surface increases, friction decreases. Let's check another example. You know that it is very easy to ride or move a vehicle on a smooth road than rough road. In the case of smooth road, friction is less. That is, less force is needed to apply to move the object. But in the case of rough road, friction is maximum, friction is more. So we need to apply more and more force to make the object in motion. That is, friction is more in the case of rough road than smooth road. The next factor is the amount of force that pressing the surfaces together. To understand this, let us check out an example. You know that it is very easy to drag a mat when nobody is sitting on it. But it is too difficult to drag a mat when a person is sitting on it. So we can say that friction affects how hard the surface is pressed, or friction affects the amount of force that pressing the surfaces together. Cause of friction. Friction is caused by the irregularities between the two surfaces in contact. When one body is brought into contact with another, the irregularities on both the surfaces get interlocked. In this picture, surface 1 shows some irregularities and surface 2 also has some irregularities. When these two surfaces brought into contact, the irregularities on both the surfaces get interlocked. So in order to break these interlocking, we had to apply a force. That is, when we attempt to move any surface, we have to apply a force to overcome interlocking. On rough surfaces, there are large number of irregularities. So the force of friction is greater in the case of rough surfaces. But in the case of smooth surfaces, there is also some irregularities. That is, no surface is perfectly smooth. Minute irregularities will be there even in smooth surfaces. Let us consider one example. In this picture, the book is on the table. The book is lying on the table. There is irregularities on the surface of the book and on the surface of the table. These irregularities on the two surfaces get interlocked. To take the book from the table, we need to apply a force to overcome this interlocking. This is a simple case. You can take this book without an effort. If you want to move a heavy load, we need to apply more and more force to overcome this interlocking. There is irregularities on the surface of the heavy load and on the surface of the floor. These irregularities on the two surfaces get interlocked. So in order to move that object, we had to apply more and more force to overcome this interlocking. Let's check another example. You know that it is very easy to drag a mat when nobody is sitting on it. But it is too hard or it is too difficult to drag the mat when a person is sitting on it. That is, force of friction will increase if the two surfaces are pressed harder. Types of friction. Mainly there are three types of friction: static friction, sliding friction and rolling friction. Let's start with static friction. A force that keeps an object at rest is called static friction. Static friction exists between the surface of stationary object, that is object at rest, and the surface on which it is resting. That is, when we try to push heavy load or object, or when we try to apply the force on an object, at that point static friction starts to act. The force required to overcome friction at that instant an object starts moving from rest is a measure of static friction. For example, a car parked on a road, a tightened bolt. Here the static friction is maximum because the bolt is in tightened form. Sliding friction. The force required to keep the object moving with the same speed is a measure of sliding friction. When the box starts sliding, the contact point on its surface do not get enough time to lock into the contact points on the floor. So, the sliding friction is slightly smaller than the static friction, and you find it somewhat easier to move the box already in motion than to get it started. Let's summarize that in the case of static friction, strong interlocking of surfaces occurs. So the friction is maximum in the case of static friction. So in order to make the object move, we have to apply more force. But in the case of sliding friction, the object starts moving. So two surfaces not get enough time to interlock. So friction is less than static friction. So it is very easy to move the box already in motion than to get it started. Ironing clothes, rubbing hands together, sledding are some examples for sliding friction. Third type is rolling friction. You know that it is very easy to push trolley than drag the trolley. When one body rolls over the surface of another body, the resistance to its motion is called rolling friction. If we use trolley, we can carry out the things very easily. Rolling friction reduces friction and enable easy movement. It is less than, its value is found to be less than sliding and static friction. This is why most of the ground transportation use wheels, because to reduce the friction. In the case of rolling friction, the value is minimum. So that enables easy movement. Skateboard on moving on wheels. Wheels on moving vehicles are some examples for rolling friction. Now let's check out the decreasing and increasing order of friction. Among these three frictions, static friction is found to have higher value than sliding friction, which is higher than rolling friction. I think you understood this topic. Thank you.